warrant over the heads of Israelis for the foreseeable future. In every debate, this is going to be raised.
And they'll try and bring it up, and they'll try and use it, and they'll try and win the case, even if they have to lie about what's really happening in Gaza. But, that's what you would expect from lawfare. But to say it's a really legitimate case and that the goal here is to somehow spare the Palestinians from, a horrible fate or something that Israel wants to do to them, that is all false. And, when they're operating under a false premise, they really can't accomplish anything. Because Israel, is in reality defending itself and trying to prevent more October 7th.
He will be arrested. That's
why this is out of sync with reality.
If he's in any country, he will be arrested. What are you talking about?
Maybe he might be. Not in the United States.
He will. Okay, if he's in France,
maybe in some of them.
Yeah, well, most of the countries around the world part of ICC. So I'm telling you,
it's a very messy world, Soren. There's a lot of idiots out there. We got you.
Soren, here's the problem. For example, during the creation of Israel, the British arrested Jewish terrorists, right? Like people from the Stern Gang. They gave 2 of these guys 5 years and 8 years. When those guys went into prison, they stayed for a month and then they were released. So, he could be arrested, but he would be released. That's the typical thing that we see. The Jews have a lot of political power and they can get people out of things, right?
What?
Jews are politically powerful.
But your theory is that
even if they're
currently weak, you're negating your own theory.
Even if wait a second. Even if
there's an arrest warrant for the leader of the Jews, right? You're saying, but they'll get out of it because they're crafty. Then why'd they get in the problem in the first place?
I think I've explained that enough because you're out of touch with reality.
You're out of touch with reality.
You can be simultaneously powerful and out of touch with reality.
That's
and at the brink of
Right, you can be powerful and out of touch with reality. But you're saying that Israel is internationally weakened due to the arrest warrant on their sitting leader. And at the same time, you're also saying, but they'll get out of it because they handle this shit.
I'll give you a metaphor.
So I'm asking, which of your 2 statements is untrue? The first one or the second one? Because they can't both be true.
I don't think they're mutually exclusive.
I disagree.
Here's a metaphor. At the end of the movie Training Day, Denzel has that speech about King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
Sure.
Right? All the people in his neighborhood have now decided that he's a bad, they already knew he was a bad guy, but they're no longer going to even support him, right? So you think he's dead, and yet he ends up showing up to the deal with the Russians, right? They don't kill him. His neighbors do not kill him, even though he's in a weakened state.
Right.
Because he's still politically powerful in his neighborhood.
No, he's a cop. Yeah.
Yeah, he's still politically powerful.
He was beating all of those people.
But he's also out of touch with reality.
Point.
Okay. I'm just trying to say that, you can still have political power and yet have your days numbered, right? Both things can be true.
No, not if they're predicting the same circumstances, right? That's what I'm saying. You're trying to argue their day is numbered. There's an arrest warrant. And at the same time, you're saying their day isn't numbered. They get out of it.
Oh, I'm trying to tell Soren, at this current stage, they still have enough that if they were, the chances that he's going to leave Israel right now are nearly 0.
Okay.
That's why I said, but I agree with Soren. If he were to step foot in any of those 124 nations, he'd be arrested, right?
But even then, that would Netanyahu and Gallant doesn't change the strategic outcome.
If I were to anticipate how Israel would demonstrate that this is a worthless, pointless ruling,
is go to a country,
is to literally reach out to all of those 200 countries and slowly have Bibi visit each one with no effect.
I would love to see that happen.
The invalid legal opinion.
I would love to. It's just a warrant, right? It's not a judgment.
Right. It's just a warrant.
Just a warrant. But
people be warranted.
What happens when a warrant is evaded?
Nothing. You get arrested. A warrant is a warrant. It means that someone is warranted to stop you and search you.
Correct. So, that's not going to happen inside Israel. Israel doesn't acknowledge the legitimacy of that organization. But there are 124 countries which have some sort of agreement with that court that says that they will uphold the law.
Right, which is why it'll be super funny when they and the Israelis start ignoring the ruling.
That will be amazing, dude. I mean, that will be a hell of a blow. But
it's going to be a big nothing burger, because this is a nothing burger and nobody gives a shit.
Okay, well, some people care about law and order. Some people want...
If Bibi gets arrested, you're right. If he doesn't, and everyone ignores the ICC ruling and it becomes a relevant flotsam of history, then I'm right.
Why would countries ignore the ICC ruling if they're a member of it?
Well,
Who gives a shit about the ICC? Why don't you explain this to me? Why do you care about the ICC?
For life?
Is it because he is Jewish?
Why should anyone in the world?
Because they have trading agreements, dude.
So
if someone is
because he's Jewish.
Okay, so your answer is people care about the ICC because of a paper they signed in the past, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so what makes you think that these governments that issue actual treaties, that have actual punishments if you violate them, will give a shit about a newspaper they signed up for?
I'll give you an example. Suppose I'm Russia and Iran is my trading partner, and you guys go ahead and drop non-nuclear but very destructive weapons to the point where it disrupts trade with my trading partner. Yeah. Am I supposed to just take that?
Well, I'll tell you, you're not necessarily going to take it. You've got many opportunities, but the ICC isn't going to help you at all, you moron.
Oh my God. The ICC is just an adjudicating body. They don't have any power with regards to...
Why should we care?
Because that's how the organs of state work, dude.
Designed to embarrass Israel.
It's designed to help people too much television, and you believe what people tell you. You think it's a court just because people wear robes and issue rulings. That's bullshit. That's absolute nonsense. That's a moot court. Moot, as in irrelevant. Because the only thing that makes a court worth a damn is the police power. If they can't implement their judgments are just opinions, like every other fucking newspaper.
Do you say that to Jewish courts?
That there are some people stupid enough in the West to try and implement them, even if they're
Diego is dumb enough to think that the ICC is a court.
Do you say that to Jewish courts in New York that issue judgments all the time?
Those are arbitrations. And yes, by the way, arbitrations. If you talk to Jewish lawyers, right, Jewish lawyers that respect the Beis Din and understand the laws they submit to, people violate them like crazy. Whatever ruling a Beis Din puts down, the arbitration, that's only by consent. If both of the parties agree to it, that's fine. If any one of them argues on it and they haven't agreed to binding arbitration, then they're just going to sue again. And guess what? They do. Because the only true court is the one with the power to exercise punishment.
Then why does the other one exist?
ICC? To confuse you. That's what I'm saying. It's propaganda.
No. Why does the Jewish court exist if it's non-binding and people don't adhere to it?
Right, exactly. I wouldn't say no one adheres to it. The people that adhere to it are Jews. It's the same standard problem.
And well, you know what happens when people get I don't know what you guys call it, the excommunication, people stop doing business with that individual.
Yeah, that's what it means.
Okay, it's not done with arms, it's done through economic sanctions.
That's not. They still have no power.
Well, that's what people clearly want.
They only listen. What you're suggesting, first of all, the people that do business with someone that's excommunicated, they are consenting to that. They only do that because they agree with the ruling of the court, right? They say this is a good court. I trust its guidance, right? So that's not a power the court has. That's just influence it wields like propaganda.
Okay, well, my point is that at some point, people are going to sanction and agree to adhere to decisions in international courts in order to maintain some...
I disagree with you. Why would that ever happen? When has that ever happened?
Because it's good for business, that's why.
That's
Israel is not good for business in the Middle East.
Well, that's what they're...
Israel destabilizes the Middle East.
I agree with you. It would be better for business if there was a single law for them, but they've already addressed that with the UCC.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's not going to work because Israel is fundamentally more prosperous and has a higher standard of living.
Yeah,
poorer people in the Middle East want to trade.
Because Israel is a free-loading country and getting all the money from the American taxpayers.
No, that's baloney.
That's why the standard of living is high in Israel.
No, it's not from American taxpayers. It's like,
No,
dude,
no, the standard
did
of
somebody
living
put
is
lead
shit.
chips in your Pringles or something? Come on.
They do not have as much standard of living as America. America's
It's
a
a
very
free
wealthy,
loading
very
country.
free
It's a
place.
free loading
Israel is
country.
more
But
beleaguered
it
and
has
young.
way higher GDP per capita than its neighbors, like triple.
Oh,
Right now.
Israel is doing great. Like you compare it
I'm
to
talking about
a major
Egypt.
state like
I'm
Portugal.
not talking about
This is-
Syria.
they're demolishing
Syria is
Portugal.
worse.
Israel is on the brink of a civil war.
No, they're not.
It's got no morale for the war. It's got let's
Yeah,
look at its current.
yeah,
They
yeah,
have
yeah. It strikes me-
divisions.
yeah,
They have
yeah.
like political divisions. It's
It
not
strikes
brink
me
of civil
very
war.
often that you say things not exactly because you believe that they're true, but more because you want them to be true. You're praying for a civil war.
I think the
But it's not likely to
Ashkenazi,
happen because
Ashkenazi
Israel's in a
Jewish.
real war against the
This is-
Hezbollah and against Hamas.
No, it's
So,
Ashkenazi Jewish
That
people.
wars, those wars will play
Those
out.
are
every
the
day.
ones that pro-war, that are creating wars all over the world. The Ashkenazi Jewish.
No, that's
Ashkenazi,
actually the Russians, but close, but no cigar.
The Ashkenazi is the problem.
Okay,
Whatever.
I'm gonna post a new article so that you guys can see here. Everybody can see. It's a figment of my imagination that I'm hoping for. Look at this. Moody's cuts Israel's rating, warns of drop to junk status, dude.
That's good.
Yeah, he's against that. He's saying that progressive are actually believing in that.
And so if you believe anything that Elon Musk says, I want to use your time machine to go back to 2009 because that's where you're living, right? Like any person that still believes in Elon Musk is literally living in 2009, 2010, because that the honesty ship sailed a long time ago. Everyone is wise to Elon Musk's tricks, and the ones who are not are just fucking fanboys, right? That are on that same path of self-destruction. Elon Musk has built himself on the backs of hard-working engineers with really good ideas, but he's just there to extract wealth from the government through government contracts. So it wouldn't have mattered. Elon Musk existing wouldn't have changed anything technologically. He hasn't been a net positive. If anything, he's been very toxic and disastrous to certain technologies. Like California would have been much better off just building their high-speed rail, but they listen to Elon Musk.
Yeah, I don't like Elon Musk because his trans girl said that he said that Arabic is the language of the enemy. So I don't think I will trust a guy that thinks that I'm an enemy because I speak a different language.
Well, I think that, I mean, to be fair, I'm not saying that, Elon is a good guy, but saying that Arabic is the language of the enemy versus all of my enemies speak Arabic, I think are two different things, right? Or everybody who speaks Arabic is my enemy versus all my enemies speak Arabic. Like those are two different statements.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you can
okay,
use
technically
different
they
things.
are, but you know what he's trying to do, Shanito. Like, I get what you're saying, but come on.
Yeah, it's kind of like when we say, not all Republicans are racist, but all racists are Republican. We're making a distinction, but we know what we're saying. It's guilt by association, right?
Yeah, and if we say it, it's a lot different than the man who owns, like, X, right? Like, he's got a lot of reach. He knows how to be careful with his words, and he was very careful with his words. But it still got the message.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not defending.
Did any of you guys ever see any of Elon Musk's the famous one, the famous interview he did on Joe Rogan where he smoked pot and everybody got mad, and he spent 3 hours just talking about how hard it was being smarter than everyone else? Has anybody seen?
Most, and so I say that he's not Iranian, he's Afghan, and he's the IRGC would never pay him because of his complete and utter incompetence. It works for me. It doesn't really matter if it's true. But seriously, the guy spends like half his day on like a dozen Jews on Clubhouse. Like, even if he's not dumb, I mean, is it really worthwhile to try to influence a dozen people who he's failing to influence? Welcome back, Ben. Does your internet not suck now?
I think it's better. I think it was my Bluetooth. You can hear me okay, right?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Yeah. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
What'd I miss?
Go ahead and watch the YouTube up top. Be curious how you enjoy it.
Okay, I will do.
Argentina has withdrawn from UNIFIL. That's good.
That was such a weird way of phrasing what it means to have Palestinian.
Okay, can we ever have a Canadian president of America?
No, we have Nora.
What they want is equal
What
rights.
does it mean to be a Palestinian?
Can we ever have a Mexican president of America? No. Can we have a Colombian president of America? No. We can only have an American president.
Yeah, you actually have to be born in America. You can't
Yes!
be naturalized. That's the law. But
So,
you can't-
well, they're born in Israel, aren't they?
malformed consideration of this issue you seem to not care much about. There will never be a Palestinian prime minister of the state of Israel,
But
because
there
that's
is
a
this
name.
conflict. There's the Israeli-Palestinian
All right.
conflict. The real question is how stupid is it? How
How about, let's
stupid
say-
are the Palestinians for fighting over
Fine.
their
Let's say a
identity,
Muslim prime
this
minister of Israel. How about
historical
that?
Yeah, that could
A
happen.
Muslim-
issue?
That could totally happen. They're already on the Supreme
Really?
Court.
So wait a second. So the Israeli state in the Levant, I think is what it's called, the ISIL, right? How is that supposed to work where you have a Muslim prime minister?
Well,
It
they
was
have to
called
get
sorry.
elected, okay, through the elections. So, but I mean, it's not fundamentally like against the law or something like that for that to happen in Israel. It probably will someday in the future.
Okay. But then
But-
Israel would cease to be a Jewish state, right?
Well, I mean, states aren't really Jewish because Judaism is essentially a religion, and religion is something that's practiced by individual people. A state can't really
Yeah, I've heard
be
that.
Jewish any more
So
than
Nora's
like,
been
a
playing
rock.
lot.
It's like if I like take a cup of dirt, and like this is Jewish dirt. You know,
Right.
it's
So
like
is
what does
Iran
that
an
really
Islamic
mean?
state?
I mean, well,
They call themselves an Islamic state.
these kind of, ethno-religion subtexts, how much do they really make sense in the postmodern world? Well, not much. But if Israel wants to have certain laws that pertain to Jewish people, well, that's part of their sovereign abilities.
Yeah.
But is that
Like not allowing
oppressing
intermarriage between
Palestinians?
different
Well,
faiths?
not really. I mean, Palestinians are the victims of a long, process of bad leadership and militancy, and that's where their issues come from. So it's not because Jews have a few particular rights in this territory. It's because of the violence initiated repeatedly by the Arab side. So that's the reality. I mean, people can lie about it, they can twist it, they can spin it, but that's what really happens in the world. So that's when,
And also,
when Israel
Diego,
fights back.
Diego, if I can highlight a bit
people
of
get
like
mad.
context, we haven't had a flare up of anti-Semitism like this in a few years. So like, you might not be as sensitive to the fact of history that this is not new. Like what you think is a rallying cry of like amazing victory, it's just standard. We've been through this before, literally with the state of Israel already in 67 and 48, and we weathered those storms. This is not like a rising thing. It's another flare up of people forgetting why the Jews have a state,
It is
not
getting
particularly
more
understanding why the
complicated.
Jews exist at all, remembering what their ancestors told them, and being kind of ambivalent or negative to the existence of the state. All of it is irrelevant to the continued existence of the state, which happens regardless of these idiots.
With the social media now, people communicate more, and also the nuclear bombs now with the hands of many people. So Israelis are not safe, okay?
Yeah, the
safe.
printing press was new. Before the printing press, they had literal hand copies of the Bible, and the Bible had some anti-Semitic
The social
stuff.
media,
The priests were to always comment on it. But the printing press changed that. But here's the thing.
You
Now we're
cannot
in the internet age.
brainwash
Is that
people.
different
You
from the
cannot
printing press? More than
brainwash people
anything,
with Fox News anymore.
more than anything, listen, I
Less
know that
people
Muslims
watch
come
Fox News,
from
okay?
an illiterate society that doesn't respect the written word. But I'm
People
telling
now-
you that the
people
state
now
of
use-
Israel exists because of the printing press, not despite it. And with
People
the
now
internet, it's going to be
communicate
more
through
so
the
that it
internet
will
and
exist,
get
not
the real
less so.
information from the internet. Get the real information from Facebook, from TikTok, from
Israel
everywhere.
was created
You don't
by
listen
illiterate people
to Fox News propaganda, okay?
and foreign dead languages.
You do
The
not
internet
listen
is
to-
going to create.
That's why you saw
Israel,
all
not
the
a
demonstrations all over the world. You saw demonstration against Israel all over the world because they don't
Yeah,
listen to
I
Fox
saw
News
them in
anymore.
Germany too, you idiot.
To the propaganda. They don't listen to the propaganda, to the false propaganda
It happened
anymore.
in Germany,
okay?
it happened in France, it happened in England, it happened in Spain. Do you think we've forgotten our history, you moron?
No, there's a funny thing going around in Lebanon. It has a picture of a donkey, and it's like, Hezbollah supporters, close your eyes and imagine you're victorious. Now you are victorious.
Well,
That's
I
what it's
see Israeli soldiers, funerals every day, and I really enjoy it, and I love seeing it.
I know,
and
I know.
wish
Love
for
death and
more
destruction.
every
Weird
single
guy.
day.
Yeah, we get it. It's weird.
I mean, the attacks on Israel are very serious. Whoever did it should be bombed to dirt. And
Yes.
anyone who thinks otherwise is basically against civilization and on the side of evil,
Yeah.
terror, rapist, baby kidnappers.
See,
And sorry it's so harsh. That's truly where we're at. So
I know,
you
it's a
whatever.
simple statement of fact, and these idiots can't get it through their thick skulls.
Mike, so I do agree, Mike. So if another country attacks another country, let's say like the USS Liberty, does that give the other country right to just bomb them out of existence? I almost agree with you.
Well, it depends, but
Okay.
when it comes to the case of the Liberty, you see that was an accident. Apparently, or that's what the investigation said. But a lot of times, no. Countries won't go to war over a single provocation. Like Israel didn't go into open war with Hamas over the very first provocation.
Right.
Even if it was deadly. Now, maybe they should have. You could maybe make an argument. Maybe they should have dealt with it then. But the bottom line is, in general, they don't. War entails lots and lots of costs. Civilized people generally don't want it. War, and they will do some level of appeasement. But basically, what we have in the West right now is an appeasement crisis, where we've appeased the evil forces of the world so much that they're actually on the ascendancy somewhat.
That's a good phrase. I like that. Appeasement crisis.
Yeah, I mean, well, it really is when it comes to Russia.
Yeah, no, it's a perfect.
But the same thing with Israel. I mean, this with the ICC, this is part of the appeasement crisis and the terror lobby, lobbying on the behalf of terrorists. And the thing is the terror lobby, they got a huge influx of money over the years. They got billions and billions of dollars. So they got a lot of people on the terror lobby payroll.
Mike,
pushing these narratives.
What you call them terrorists, they are freedom fighters for others.
No, because they're not fighting for freedom, Sean. You got to be fighting for freedom to be a freedom fighter. No, they're fighting for
rights and for
dominance.
right to return
They're fighting
to
to
their own
oppress
land.
the Jews.
Or
Nobody
support the Jews.
is confused by this, except for the
Yeah.
Muslims.
They're fighting to control this land that they feel was taken from them. Maybe it was taken from them.
They want to go back to their homes and land.
Yeah, but
Really?
it's not
Really?
practical
They were
to do.
born
So,
where?
a lot of people want a lot of things in this world that they're
Yeah, I'd
not
love to
gonna
go
get.
back to Bishop's times. I'd like my grandfather to be
But-
alive. And my great grandfather, if we're going to throw that in.
But they're not in such a dire circumstance that they need to literally wage war and murder civilians en masse in order to move,
Yeah,
a
because
few
shit like
50
that
miles
doesn't
down the
earn
road.
sympathy, you monsters.
Right. I mean, yeah. We don't have to rationalize people going to war over grievances that literally go back like 80 years or something like that. We can demand people basically suck it up.
Israelis, they have no heart. In that music festivals, they left all the land of Palestine, all of it. They didn't go to the north or everywhere. They went to the border of Gaza to make music and dance and celebrate, to the open prison and celebrate. You guys have no heart.
Don't blame the
No soul.
victims. Don't blame the victims who just wanted to go
He's
party.
got a point.
They're not
They have a
victims.
right to
They're
party,
not victims.
okay?
They're not victims. They're heartless.
They didn't.
They're
Yes, they were
heartless.
victims. They didn't
They're
deserve to be
heartless. They're
killed.
mindless. They
No,
went
wrong.
to the border of open air prison and they start to celebrate.
That's
And
not.
they
It was
deserve
never
what
a
they
quote
got.
open air prison. That
And
was a
they
lie. to
deserve
begin
what
with.
they got. Okay, they deserve what they got.
Well, and this
They're
is why
heartless.
Israel, we fight, because people think that Jews deserve to get killed or whatever for this political opinions. And,
I
well,
can
no, they
see-
prefer to
I
live,
can-
so
I
they're
can
going to
see
kill
in
the
the next
people who
few
try to kill
years-
them. That's
I can
war,
see
buddy.
in
And
the next few years, in 20
this war
minutes,
will progress. It has to progress until these people are finally, get the message that what they're doing and this point of view is not acceptable. It's not compatible with today's world.
so
And
you
that was
celebrate-
what will silence
you
people like
celebrate on
Sean.
the border of open air prison and start to dance and have music. That's
Well,
what you
it's
are.
not an open air prison. That's bullshit. Hamas had sovereign control.
Sean, don't you even know that the EDM Supernova Fest was a peace movement fest? They killed peace goers. You're so stupid, you don't even know that.
Back. Bounce him. He must have a second phone or something.
There's two
Bounce him. Man.
So
You have no mind, no heart to celebrate near open air prison.
You don't get to
I mean,
call
how
out
are you
open
supposed to feel
heart
bad?
while
Oh,
you're like
shit.
murdering raver
mocking
girls.
Joy for all.
Well, it's because they do crazy things. The whole hopeless war against Israel is illogical and unacceptable to us. It's
Okay,
not
but-
something
but-
we have to wash our hands of and say,
Hold on, but-
okay, maybe the Jews deserved it. No, it doesn't work like that.
Some of us are pro diasporism, right? At this point, like, I don't think you can teach the entire Middle East how to behave under the rules that you want. I think that's an unreasonable demand. Maybe diasporism is right for
That's
you.
crazy. That we're just going to accept anarchy and that our allies get bombed with missiles every day and that we just have to accept
No.
that because the Middle East is different or something? No, sorry, buddy,
don't
it doesn't
accept
work that
anarchy.
way.
Just go to where you come from. Go back to where you come from.
Well,
That's what
most
it
of them
is.
were born in Israel now. So
Go
that's
back
Well,
to
but,
where you
I
come
mean,
from.
that's why you kept it in perpetual.
Diego, don't you see this is watermelon logic? This is circular logic. Your argument, your room will never exhaust itself. It is brilliant. You have brilliant content idea, Diego. I love the work you are doing, Habibi.
Go back to where you come from. That's what it is.
No.
Poland,
Okay, no.
Russia.
They're not
That is
going.
that is the nonviolent easy solution, and you do know this, Mike. You do know that is an option. That can happen.
It's not actually a real option.
The moon can fall from the sky, but who's going to give up their house and just leave and fly back to nothing?
Industries and all of these things. They're not going anywhere. That's why it's stupid.
No, the Palestinians, they need to file a foreclosure lawsuit against every Yehudi and Zionist in Israel. The Yehudi can stay, but the Zionist must go back to Poland and to Germany.
Listen, I gave you two options. Equal rights, you refuse. Go back to where you come from, you refuse. Then wait for a nuclear bomb.
You're just not
Wait for the
listening,
nuclear
Sean.
bomb, okay?
Palestinians don't want equal rights.
Then, okay, the third option, wait for the nuclear bomb, okay?
No, the third option is more of the same, and they annex the West Bank and Gaza.
Okay.
And it is.
And then you annex Syria,
by a
and then you
modern
annex
country.
Lebanon, and you have the Greater Israel, right? We know how this
Well, they
goes.
might
We know
end
how
up
this
with
goes.
half of Lebanon because Lebanon can't
There you go.
govern itself.
So you just keep annexing shit over and over again.
If you want to have peace, we need to have governments
Wait
that
in
are
your
actually
bunker,
strong enough
right?
to enforce law and order.
Eventually, you'll annex Iran
So
too.
Lebanon has not shown that they can do that.
You guys are annexing Ukraine.
They've basically become irrelevant. As far as who can actually promote peace and security.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so that's that. Those are the options. But here's what I'm saying. You know, your argument for why to stay, the violent solution, is not convincing insofar as that, like, if you just look at Jewish world history, right, you could just explain to the people that were born there in the last 50 years. You could say, look, hey, we tried, it didn't work out. Our history is that we're people. We've been a diaspora as people anyway, so it's not outside of like our wheelhouse of what we
I
can
hate to tell
survive
you,
in.
Diego, Israel's winning the wars, not losing them. So nobody can really
numerically.
dictate terms to them.
I don't know, Mike.
They can't dictate terms. They can't say get out of here or whatever. They just basically don't have the ability to do that.
These are rookie numbers. 50 hours a week on Clubhouse is rookie numbers. 60, 70 hour a week to free Palestine. That is the only way. It is the PSYOP. We have to fight here on Clubhouse 60 hour a week. Does not matter what happened to people in Gaza or in West Bank or in Lebanon. We will win the war against the Zionists here in Clown House.
Then you have to expand your bunkers, Mike. Make more bunkers. How about living underground? Just make all Israel bunkers. And you have to make them nuclear-rated bunkers.
Like the characters from the movie The Time Machine.
Yeah, like nuclear-rated bunkers.
You do understand that, Diego, Sean is retarded. You are doing watermelon logics. This is circular in nature, and you are all more retarded for even being here today.
Do you
Yeah,
enjoy
I mean, if
living
you
in
remember
bunkers,
back,
Mike? Do you enjoy
if you remember
living in
back to
bunkers?
World War II, Great Britain was under attack from Nazi Germany during World War II for several years. And yeah, they went into bunkers, they built bunkers, they did all these different things. But at the end of the day, even though at one time the Nazis controlled basically all of Europe, they still were
From
ultimately
1948
defeated.
now,
They were
now
defeated
you're-
by
you're
free
on what,
people,
3
by
minutes more
modern
to
states.
put a bunker.
And the Nazis are much stronger in relative terms than the Palestinians and their allies. So basically, Israel will get
I
through
think Nazi Germany in
Israel
1940.
will get through it and defeat these nincompoops, even if it takes a couple years.
I feel like
And the
I feel like
ICC
1940s
Circus
Nazi
Court won't change that.
Mike, I feel like 1940s Nazi Germany could beat Israel IDF right now.
Here we go again with the delusional hypotheses and historical history hypnosis lessons. You guys are devoid of reality. The Gadara is not even there anymore. There are 10 cities of 100,000 peoples, and you guys are all living in a big, fat, watermelon circular logic.
Well, anyways,
Mike,
you know,
2 weeks ago,
Hezbollah was thought to be really scary prior to the war, but their military performance has been piss poor. I mean, they weren't like a mini. They didn't turn out to be like a mini Ukraine or something like that. They basically folded like an old bag of chips.
Military cannot help you. Military cannot help you when you have people hate you. See,
Since well, this isn't love fest, buddy.
Hold on. What about
a trucker
driver is run over 5 Israelis in one day. A trucker driver. He has no weapons. Okay, he has no weapons. So bunkers will not.
But it's a society with millions and millions, like almost 10 million people.
Wait. So question,
guys. That's just criminality.
Mike, what about boycotts of Israeli products? Won't affect either.
It's never will have enough momentum to change anything. I mean, there's a lot of people who will never boycott Israel, simply based on their support for it. And major economies, people don't even boycott Russia. Russia is literally committing genocide. They are launching ICBMs right on civilian cities for nothing.
How can they be committing genocide when they are the same
some
genus?
people around the world still trade with the Russians. So the idea that you could isolate Israel enough...
Ukrainians are Russians.
Economy,
Russians are Ukrainians. There's no difference.
No,
They are
I'm
the same
talking
people.
about people who are so shameless that they're trading with the Russians. There's still plenty of people around the world totally shameless. So if it's quote unquote bad to trade with Israel, plenty of people will do it anyways. But it will never get to that point with Israel.
But it's already getting to... Look at Sabra, hummus stock prices.
They're always going to want to visit Jerusalem. There's always going to want to be tourists to Israel.
I'm going to convince
their own
people,
economy.
I'm going to convince people personally, like Keegan, that, listen, Keegan, the holy sites, those are just, relics, man. There's the new Israel is not in a
they
physical
pay for
form.
hotels and go there and they eat at restaurants. I mean, tourism is just like free money for an economy, and Israel will always have that.
But look at what's wait a second. Look at what's happening. People like Keegan used to say, well, the reason we support the Jews is because they're protecting our holy sites. But now that you're saying you're under attack constantly, are you really protecting our holy sites? Are you good for that for us?
Well, none of them have been destroyed yet, but
not yet.
It's
But
not like
it seems like it's gonna happen.
Wars before. I mean, there were wars in 48. There was a war. There was a war in 67. There was another war in 73. There were a series of uprisings. The first Intifada, the second Intifada.
Okay, let's do cost-benefit analysis for you as Israelis. What does it cost you, and what do you benefit? Tell me, what do you benefit? I'll tell you what it costs.
The benefit is they get to live in their country with sovereignty, and Israel has a high standard of living, and they report that they're a happy country. I mean, they're one of the happiest countries according to these surveys.
But they're
according to
under killed.
They're happy and on anxiety.
They understand that people hate them. They do understand.
No, they don't understand that. Why are they addicted to antipsychotics? I just put it in the top.
Your driveways.
They don't understand that.
I mean,
they're not accepting reality.
The
They want to be in
Democrat-
reality.
Temporary.
I don't think they're thrilled that people hate them, but
It's an anomaly.
Republicans.
It's always.
Go back. It wasn't that way 2
Keep
years ago.
paying
It wasn't that way
taxes,
3 years ago. It
citizens.
wasn't that way 4
Property
years ago.
taxes are up hundreds
Okay.
of percent.
It's
Chicago
alright,
finance more fixed than unrepresented.
Okay.
Justify
Check
it.
with the Travis and the
take the happy
Democrat vote.
pills.
If you guys couldn't finish Gaza in a year, I don't think this thing is over. I mean, I just saw a fresh bomb in Tel Aviv.
Heading in
I
the
don't
right
think
direction.
these ceasefires. I don't think these ceasefires are shaping up to really happen, at least not anytime soon. I could be wrong. I think there's people are warming up to them.
War, right? You couldn't get rid of a prisoner of war. Are you happy?
But I think it'd be better if these wars last a couple more years longer, and the Palestinians and Hezbollah are completely, thoroughly defeated. That will help there be more longer-lasting peace.
Mike, please rephrase it as the leadership, not the Palestinians, but the leadership.
No. It's the Palestinian. It has to reverberate through
There we go.
society enough.
There we go.
Let's not kid ourselves here. Maybe not all of them, but
We will see more funerals, more Israeli funerals. That's great. Thank you.
But I mean, there has to be deterrence restored so that a new Hamas doesn't spring up.
So what's the benefit? What's
If
the benefit?
most of the Palestinians are just kind of like
I
nodding
want
their
to
head,
hear
that sucks
Sean's
for
long-term
them.
solution. Mike, I want to hear Sean's long-term solution. Stop talking about the past and what's been. Sean, what's your solution to this.
Well,
said he
I
gave
said
you guys
one
two
solution,
options.
equal rights. One solution, equal rights to the Palestinians, include the right of return. The second solution for the Israelis to go where they come from. The third solution is a nuclear bomb.
Okay.
And pick one.
Go where they came from.
Sean is in favor of this ideology called diasporism, which there are Jews out there that believe in it. If
What's
anybody,
this theology? What is this theory?
diasporism, would you like me to read you what the definition of it is?
I know what diaspora is, but not ism when you put ism on the end.
Yeah, hold on. Let's see here. Diasporism seeks to promote the dispersion of the Jews in the West, particularly the resettlement of Israeli Jews of European background in the European countries where there were sizable Jewish populations before World War II. Diasporism plans to rebuild everything, not in an alien and menacing Middle East, but in those very lands where everything once flourished, while at the same time it seeks to avert the catastrophe of the Second Holocaust brought about by the exhaustion of Zionism as a political and ideological force. Zionism undertook to restore Jewish life and the Hebrew language to a place where neither had existed with the real vitality for nearly 2 millennia. Diasporism's dream is more modest. A mere half century is all that separates, this is an old quote obviously, that separates us from what Hitler destroyed. If Jewish resources could realize the seemingly fantastic goals of Zionism in even less than 50 years, now that Zionism is counterproductive and itself the foremost Jewish problem, I have no doubt that the resources of the world Jewry can realize the goals of diasporism in half, if not even 1/10 the time.
But what's the chances that the modern Israeli state, goes out of business and shuts down somehow? I mean, it's just completely delusional. Israel's established as this country. There's millions of people living there. They're a very advanced society.
But they have extremely low birth rate. Extremely low birth rate.
They have the highest of any developed country. Diego, you are completely wrong with that. They are almost 3.0. The replacement rate is 2.1.
Okay, and what's the
any OECD country? They are the top of the OECD rate. And the Jewish population is higher than both the Jewish population, secular and religious, is higher than the Arab population.
I'm not saying that Italy also doesn't have a low birth rate.
Italy has a less than replacement. All of Europe has less than replacement. All of China, all of South Korea, all of the U.S. is 1.66. Canada done. Russia.
I know it sucks.
Yeah, pretty much every country except for the continent of Africa has a lower than birth rate, TFR, total fertility rate.
Yeah, I don't know.
We've had this debate before.
Can I jump in just for one quick sec? Because there's been a debate going on, and we always hear this complaint, about how Israel's losing or it's not good for Israel, the economy's suffering, and blah blah blah. Like we should just surrender because of those issues. Number one, and number two. I don't know what the guy's name was, Sean or someone else was like, well, what's the cost benefit or the relative benefit or some nonsense like that?
Yes. What's the benefit? What's the benefit of you living in Palestine?
What's the benefit of you guys still fighting us? What's the benefit for?
We want our land. We want our land, our home.
You want our land? You don't want to just live in peace as neighbors? Why don't you want to live in peace as neighbors?
We want our land and we want the equal rights. We want our land and we want our equal rights.
What's the benefit to you, Mr. Jihadi?
We want our lands, we want our homes, and we want equal rights.
Good. How's it feel to want? How's it feel to want? Okay. How many more people do you want to die?
These are rookie numbers, Sean. Really, 50, 60 hours a week minimum. You will never free Palestine and Clown House unless you up your number 60, 70 a week, my friend. You are doing rookie numbers. Diego is in the 60-hour-a-week range now. Sean, please, let other speakers speak because you are doing rookie free Palestine numbers, Habibi.
I'm watching Israeli
How much does it benefit the
funerals
Gazans?
every single day.
Shut up, you little fuck. How's it benefit the Gazans for what they started? For what Hamas started? How are they benefiting now?
now
We sent them back 200 years.
the
you
Palestinians.
You got sent back 200
now
years. How's
all
that
over the
benefit
world.
you? I know you like to go around on your fucking camel.
They get sympathy from all over the world now, all over the world, including in US state universities. Okay, that's how they got what they got. Their case was closed. Now it's open again. Now it's open. It's their cause now. Everybody now feel their cause. Okay, that's how it benefit them. Everybody feels that they were living in open air prison. And this prison now exposed to the rest of the world.
Genocide, apartheid.
Now they're still in the prison, but everything is smashed. Big improvement.
That's right. Everything is smashed, and they're still in prison. And they will continue fighting, and we will still see Israeli funerals every single day.
Habibi, you are a sick man. You are endorsing murder. You are endorsing terrorism. You are an angry, pathetic, light. You are not human being. You are propagandist and you are liar.
Killing Israeli soldier is not murder.
Oh, then why
It's
do...
a criminal.
Okay, well, we need a lawyer to tell us what is murder and what is killing in warfare. Please tell us difference.
Killing in warfare, Israeli soldiers is not a murder, you dummy.
Dummy?
It's not a murder.
No, Habibi, you have me mistaken with someone else. I am not your dummy. Sean, how long will you do your watermelon logics here in Free Palestine? Again, I tell you, 60 hours a week minimum here on Clown House is required to make even incremental changes to the problem. You're not working hard enough, Sean.
Israel is a terrorist state, okay?
Oh, Habibi, you don't live in reality. You live in your propaganda bubble of stupidity. I understand, Sean. I am complete.
From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. We demand equal rights. We demand the right of return. Otherwise, you go...
When did Muslim jihadists become Democrats? I didn't know democracy was flourishing in this part of the world. I never knew the Palestinian Liberation Organization and Hamas were true Democrats. You, sir, are a great politician and parliamentarian. You will bring in a new age of equal rights for all peoples. I can see. But again, Habibi, 50, 60 hour a week minimum is required here on Clown House to make everyone free. From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free. Give equal rights.
Equal rights. Do you hear, Mike? You are refusing to give equal rights, which is equal access. Habibi, please. Batecha.
Killing Israeli soldiers is not a murder. It's obligation. It's not obligation. It's even rights. It's a right for Palestinians.
We know it is the right to kill the soldiers. It is not a murder. It is not a hate crime. It is not terrorism. It is the right to get the equal right that you want them to get. Correct, Habibi?
And I really enjoy when I see Israeli soldiers funeral. I really enjoy it.
You love seeing the dead bodies of soldiers. You're such a kind, compassionate, loving man, Habibi. Wherever you live, I hope that you have a great Christmas and that all your dreams come true. You are a good man, Sean. Don't ever let anyone tell you that you're a bad man, because you know ethics, you know morality, you know the law. You, Sean, are a very good human being, and I salute you for your patriotism to support the people of Palestine.
Joy, good man, Joy, good. You're on my side, right? To support.
Yes, Habibi, I am with you. From the river to the sea, the people of Palestine will be free. In the Gaza first, and then in the West Bank, and then in all of the everywhere. Habibi, you're going to do it.
All Palestine. Yes, Joy.
It's all greater Palestine, greater for free peoples. Equal rights.
See, the Jewish people control the United States, the whole country, which is 350 million people. If you give equal rights, you still can't control Palestine, which is only probably about 12 million, right? You still can't control it, even if you are a minority there. If you use your brain and if you use your influence, You still can control Palestine. Or the new country, what you want to call Palestine.
That is not. That's not true, Habibi. We are going to up our rookie numbers from 50, 60 hour a week to 70, 80, 100 hour a week here in Clown House. Everyone in Israel, everyone in Gaza, everyone in West Bank, in Judea, Samaria, in Lebanon, Syria, they will all have to use a Clown House. They will all have to use the social linguistic programming known as Clown House. And Sean, I want you to become a neuro-linguistic propaganda communicator for your people. Would you like a new job with Clown House?
No. You can close the bunkers that you have. You don't need them if you give equal rights. You don't need the bunkers. You can live above ground, can live in peace, can enjoy your life, and flourish.
But give back the land and also give us the equal rights.
Benefit analysis that I want you to do. Do cost benefit analysis and see.
What does the cost of benefits analysis tell us?
It tells you that it's costing you too much. It's costing you too much. It's costing you to be hated all over the world. To be hated and to be target for everybody. Okay, and you're losing young men. You're losing peace. You're living miserable life in our land.
I mean, the Palestinians are losing way more.
That's right. That's right. Mike, that's
Israel
right.
can sustain these losses. Palestinians really can't. Palestinians will give up here in the next 2 years.
They won't. They won't.
They
Don't
will.
forget, we still have in
They
Syria,
won't have any other
listen,
choice.
listen. We have in Syria 2 million Palestinians, in Lebanon 2 million, in Jordan 3 million, and around the world about 4 million. So there are plenty of Palestinians. You cannot kill them all, right? You cannot
But most
kill
of them
all.
aren't actively engaged in hostilities
I know.
with Israel.
Listen, I know in
So,
Netherlands.
big deal.
Listen. I know the Israeli in Netherlands went around and grabbed the Palestinian flags and tried to smash them and do all kind of stupid stuff, but they get their ass beaten. They get their ass beaten in Netherlands, and they were crying like beaten dogs. They're crying, oh, they're killing us, they're killing us. In Netherlands, they beat your ass. They beat your ass in Netherlands. They will beat your ass everywhere. Wherever you make trouble, they will beat your ass if you don't behave, okay? There are Palestinians everywhere in the world. There are Palestinians everywhere. If you don't behave yourself, they'll beat your ass. You understand? So
don't fight back against terrorists who have murdered 1,000 people because someone might rough you up at a
no,
soccer
it does not.
match in Sweden.
No,
Fuck you.
It did
How about
not
that?
start on October 7th. It started in 1948, you dummy.
1948.
Motherfucker, it started in the year 10,000 BC. Don't you know that history didn't start 100 years ago? It started 10,000 years ago, Habibi. When do we start the clock and when do we stop the clock? When Sean tells us to stop the clock and when Sean tells us to start the clock. Habibi, you are one dumb motherfucker.
You're a motherfucker, okay? Listen, the circumcision covenant.
Listen, Sharmuta, stop talking about penises and young boys and go do something with your life, motherfucker. That's what we're trying to tell you to do.
Amos, is that you, Amos?
The penis and the circumcision in your Bible, the covenant in your Bible, chapter 17.
Habibi, don't tell me about the Bible and about the penis. I'm so tired of your watermelon logics. Every time you regress back to penis and Bible story. Why are you such a piece of shit?
See, you thought now you're the boss here. You motherfucker. Joey.
Well, you know you're full of shit. You're just liar. You are propaganda. You're bullshit, man.
Tell me about the circumcision covenant.
Tell me about why you got bad breath and your armpits smell like fucking shit. Why do you stink? And why do you have body odor 48 hours a day? Why are you stinky piece of shit? Tell me the truth.
It's genetic.
Do you
Some
really
people just
believe
smell
in
bad.
circumcision covenant? Do you really?
Next time, Listen,
What'd
Sean.
you say?
Sean, you're in the goo. I can't take the circumcision penis comments. 4 times is enough. 10 times in a day is enough. So, Mixed, I just went through the hearing.
Yes.
Uh,
Do you have any questions about my circumcision?
No, my tenants told the judge that they prepaid the rent, and he had a shitstorm and said, you just violated this order. Now you've opened yourself up to liability. And
Who yelled at who and why?
the judge yelled at my tenants who were at the hearing, who he ordered them to turn over rent to the lawyer suing me.
And you explained that they had already paid you.
No, he didn't even ask to speak with me. He just said, I'm issuing this turnover. He said, you have violated this order. You've opened yourself
Okay,
up.
so if I understand correctly, you sat in the jury box while your tenants walked up into the court and said, yeah, we already paid that guy. Please leave us alone.
Correct.
Okay, so has the guy gone after you at all?
Yeah, he's garnished my wages, and he just ordered my tenants to stop paying me rent and pay him rent, and it'll protect them from eviction.
Oh, well, that's insane. Why? What's the court saying?
That's what the judge told him.
The court is going to evict them unless you hand
No,
them
the
money
judge,
they're
no. He said that if they turn over rent, it'll protect them from eviction against me.
if they pay that guy,
If they pay the creditor,
you won't be evicted? Who are you going to get evicted from?
no, the tenants were told that if they turn over the rent, they can't be evicted by me, the landlord.
Right. Are you trying to evict them?
No, because they prepaid their rent for 7 months.
So who's asking about eviction?
Nobody is, but the judge said to the tenants, you violated this turnover order, which he didn't actually make a ruling on until today, but they prepaid a week ago. So he said that,
I understand.
yeah,
You're saying that your opponent made a motion to garnish your tenants, basically.
correct.
He said either evict them or demand that they turn over their funds to me, and the judge said that's ridiculous and stupid. Go away.
No, no,
So he is agreeing that they have to pay the rent to him now.
correct.
Well, who is the landlord? Are you the
I'm the landlord, yeah.
He's the landlord. He has an agreement, and they prepaid him rent.
And who is the plaintiff in the lawsuit?
The creditor.
The creditor that he owes money to. He owes money to a guy. The guy's trying to collect, but this guy's a deadbeat, so he's garnishing his wages, and he's got tenants. So he's trying to stop his tenants from paying this guy rent,
Mm-hmm.
and so that he can get the money.
And
Now,
and force me
tenants
into
already
eviction.
Prepaid rent. He's explaining. Thus, they can't get the money yet. But is the judge ordering them to
I
from now
don't get
on
it.
pay him
Something
rent?
sounds out of place here.
No.
Oh, it's totally out of place. This is the cockamamie nonsense he dreams
It
of.
doesn't. I don't understand how this case is. Is it an eviction case?
Yeah,
No.
okay, so Joy
Is it?
owes
No, let him
money.
answer. Is it an eviction
No,
case?
no.
It's not an eviction case. It's a collection.
It's a
case.
debt
He's
collection.
trying to collect money from Joy.
Right.
So you're the defendant, Joy.
Correct.
Well, no, not in this
Then what
case.
is
Not
the
in this
power
case.
for-
Not in
how
this
is the
case,
tenant
yeah.
the party
Okay,
to
Mike.
it?
In the overall, Joy owes money to Guy. Guy is attacking Joy. Oh, great. Now he's on the phone.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happens? So did he say that the tenants have to pay to this guy from now on?
No, he yelled at them and said, you've opened yourself up to liability.
So the judge tried to scare them to actually fulfill the order and pay them.
Right.
Okay, and what are the tenants going to do?
They just shook their heads in disbelief, and that was the end of it.
So
And
did they agree? They said yes, we are going to pay him. Or
No.
They said no, we're open to liability.
no, they didn't say anything. They just shook their heads in disbelief.
Okay, so did the judge find them liable? Is there a motion for them to be found liable?
No,
Are they
the-
now going to collect from them?
Well, that's what they're going to have to do, but wouldn't they have to open up a separate lawsuit?
Yeah, no, it would at least be another action, which
Right.
means another 30 days to answer, another 30 days to think it over.
Right. Well, I mean, so I signed an agreement with them in the prepayment saying that in the event that there's a turnover,
Okay.
that I would prorate back out the prepayment. But again, this comes down to an eviction where if I file
You're the only one with the power of eviction.
right, but if I file an eviction, the court won't agree to the eviction because they're paying rent to the creditor.
You cannot evict a tenant if they're under their lease. If they fulfilled all the terms, you can't evict.
Right, they don't have a lease. It's month to month.
Month to month, but you said they prepaid.
But now they do, yeah.
This sounds like total bullshit.
It's not bullshit.
Yeah, he twists the story around. It's a confusing story.
It's not bullshit.
Yeah,
It's
don't lie in courts, they're worthless.
What'd you say?
Courts are not worthless, Mike. Courts literally exist because of idiots like this that dream up scenarios in which they owe Peter and have to pay Paul while they're renting to Mary.
Listen, the point is
They are often worthless.
they're trying to force me into foreclosure because and that's so either I have to do a chapter 7.
And listen, buddy, honestly, I don't know who I'm rooting for. I'm just watching from the sidelines. I'm eating popcorn here. Like, you're not putting your life together. You're on Clubhouse making funny faces.
Okay, well we got to try to earn a living somehow.
Yeah. Okay. How much money does Clubhouse bring in?
Well, not it's an investment. I'm slowly growing an audience.
It's an investment. You got tenants, right? You've got tenants, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so you know how to manage a fucking property.
Mhm.
So borrow against your worthless name, manage some more property, and make money off of that. And then guess what? You can be on Clubhouse all day.
I
It
can't.
seems like you manage
No matter
property.
what I do, they'll always wage garnish me. I have to settle the debt. It's this. The original judgment was for 178,000. Now they claim I owe 310,000.
Listen, let me explain to you what debtor's prison is, because you're just in the modern edition of debtor's
Right,
prison.
right.
It's where we throw idiots who would rather talk to their creditors than make fucking money, right? You can talk to your creditors all day long. They'll listen to your crazy song and dance because you fucking owe them money. They'll listen to your stupid shtick, but in the end, they will leave you alone and your life will be better if you ignore them and make money. That's all anybody wants of you. The court doesn't give a shit. If you tell the court, I'm sorry, sir, I don't respect your robes because I have to leave here and go make money, he will say, I'm sorry, sir. Please get to work. This is America. The only reason you're dealing with this noise is because you won't get off your ass and make money. You won't actually produce and prove with accounting that you have made someone else's life better. If you prove that to the court, the whole world will shut up, respect you, and they will start giving you more money so that you can help more people. Makes me frustrated.
Well, he need to pay the $310,000 that he owe to people, right?
Say again?
He need to pay the $310,000 that he said
yeah.
he owed to
But
people.
see, here's the thing. In people thinking through the ethics, the morality of debt, financing, usury, of which I'm intimately familiar, they don't realize that all of it is like a noisy trap. Like, everyone falls into it. Debtor's prison, bankruptcy, whatever it is, it's just there because these are the worthless deadbeats, right? It's a detection system. Who is just talking shit all day with their creditors and not actually producing money, right? Because we've determined through our enlightenment that money is a great record of when I improved someone's life a little bit. And if we track that you're improving people's lives enough to pay your debts, you're a net positive to society. Yes, pay your debts. Of course, pay your debts. But more, be worthy of your debts. Be someone that we should invest in. That's the lesson you're supposed to take. You're supposed to fucking work.
He's working here on Clubhouse. He's making fun of Clubhouse.
That's okay. Listen, if it makes money, it makes money. I don't really care. But, like, if he can make money, if he can spend his whole day, like, talking shit on Clubhouse, and yet produce money, that's still recording that he is a net positive to society. That's, like, by the way, the ultimate, like, if you want to get philosophical and Malthusian. Malthusian theory is that there can be too many people on the planet. You can have too many, and if you have too many people, there's just not enough to go around, and some people got to die. It's a certain kind of idea. Honestly, people are kind of leaning towards it now. and Thanos was a huge fan of it. But here's the mistake of it. Here's the genuine disproof. The basic disproof is money, right? Every single dollar tracks that I improve someone's life a little bit. And if I am like a net positive,
Yeah, but McZed,
that means
you're making an all or nothing statement, sir. You're making an all or nothing statement. And so I can give you a couple examples where money doesn't track integrity, ethics, morals, or virtues.
I didn't say money tracks integrity. I didn't say that. Money only tracks that I improve someone's life.
Well, how do you explain false flags and regime changes and the trillions of dollars that this country is indebted? I mean, how can you rationalize that?
Okay, let me clarify. Not money itself. You're right. The mere existence of money is controlled by government fiat, and they can print more of it and make things happen. But the true money, and this is even true of the money that they create by government fiat, the true money, the money that I'm looking for that tracks anything, is the money of a trade. Any fucking trade. Literally the marketplace. If a guy traded a hat for a card, that was a trade. If he charted it well, we can know exactly how many dollars and cents value was shifted and how much both of their lives was improved by the transaction because of the money, the accounting. That's why Bitcoin still
Okay, well, this is
doesn't fucking matter.
this is my second house. This is my McZed.
Organization is producing dollars. Whatever is actually tracking the value and true event of that empirical transaction, that thing that happened, without it doesn't matter who set it up. Once you have the dollars, it's that information.
See, McZed, this is the problem: there's no qualitative analysis in any of these judicial proceedings. It's all just quantitative. I just in the hearing afterwards.
You're not making money.
Okay, the point is, you're just a number. There's absolutely no association to identity.
To the debt you owe, correct? We know exactly how much you need to work for us to stop bothering you. Right?
Right.
We proved it to you. We showed you papers. Your signature's on the fucking documents. And you know that we will leave you alone when we have exactly this amount and not a dollar more will we need. We won't be.
I know, but
they
they have instituted a $300,000 plus amount. I mean, that leaves me with no choice but bankruptcy.
Honestly, I'm starting to feel like my conversations with you are somewhat pro bono work. I don't know if I can track it because it's really helping the Chicago community, not exactly New York, but I'm going to track it anyway.
Listen, I've been looking for a pro bono attorney to at least guide me.
The pro bono is just me yelling at you to get off your fucking ass and get a job at McDonald's.
I'm in uncollectible status. I don't know if you're aware about what that is.
Trump's America.
Welcome to uncollectible status, where I get a VA pension and you can't touch it, and it's enough to go around.
Hey, listen. I support our veterans. I genuinely do support our veterans. I do think we should do more. And if you want to obfuscate any of the court proceedings just by saying you're a goddamn American hero, I support you. I'd stand in the back. I'll wear a suit.
I agree. The point is, the judge doesn't even want to hear you, and there's no point in even talking to him. There's absolutely no point in talking to him.
Yeah, because you're supposed to make money. No one will care. Listen, all this noise, whatever media you consumed, all this impressive shit people did, they did it while they kept down a job. While they had money.
Is that why the book?
It was a fucking Roosevelt.
Is that why the book of Job? Is that why the book of Job? Is that why the book of Job is such an important book? Because it's really the word job, not Job.
Yes, that is correct.
Thank you. Well, I don't think my strategy is unsound.
This is what happens when I don't have enough outlet of settling debt defense.
It's such a scam.
It's been a slow day. I haven't had enough emails.
I would love to play for you the proceedings that I just witnessed, but I'm sure you hear it all the time. There's no point.
No. I mean, no. The truth is, the least interesting debt defense happens at court. Why would we deal with that, with some guy that genuinely doesn't want to hear any about it? He just wants us to settle it. We settle it ourselves. When we show it, think of the judge as the principal's office. You have been sent to the principal's office many times because you're an unruly brat and you don't respect the system. But he's just a principal. And we're just like representatives for the student body putting forth like, hey, look, we're working on it. Yeah, we took steps. And then sometimes he yells at us and we're like, oh, yeah, you're right. We shouldn't have done that, principal. I'm sorry. And then, the kids keep playing.
Yeah.
But you have to work. This is America. And if you keep sitting on your ass, not paying your debts, they're going to harass you worse. Listen, this is America. They will harass you very politely for a very, very long time. And then you'll be somebody's bitch.
Oh, I agree. So my question is, how does bankruptcy Chapter 13 work versus Chapter 7? In a 7, it's a total liquidation.
That's bankruptcy. It's a totally different court, different game. And, they see different shit. That's a different war. Right? Those are debtors that are hiding in a different way. And they're dealt with differently. They go, oh, okay. What really it is, it's like bankruptcy is like inviting an audit. But it's inviting, like, your opponents into an audit. Like, people you don't want to know how much money you have. It's like, yeah, go look at everything. Come find. That's why, actually, bankruptcy court, at its most fun, is just people hiding shit. They're really good at it.
Right. But once I get a discharge or once I file, then I can go to this court and then they stop all collection proceedings against me and it goes to the other court.
Oh, yeah, no, you'll throw into that court. I'm just saying, like, don't think that that's a friend. Like, that's a different prison.
Oh, I agree. This is exactly why I haven't filed, because I know that I'm just causing myself, another problem. It's obvious.
Yeah, you need to seek psychiatric treatment. You have to realize the choices you're making are counterproductive to your general good. Listen, that's for your social worker, that's for your therapist, for your lawyer. I'm just going to yell at you all day. That's why it's so much fun to talk to you.
Right. I agree. I'm in total compliance. Rick, welcome to the show. This is BB. Put Iran on pause. We are invading The Hague.
It's like my wife always said this. She told me that her uncle, when she was growing up, would always sing this. Get a job. Get a job.
But McZed, I have a job and they garnished my wages there and my manager called me a whore, so I filed a sexual harassment claim and now I'm suing for collections on damages for personal injury and discrimination.
Sounds like a very exciting life. I hope you enjoy the court prison you've created for yourself.
The problem is, though, it's going to take me a long time to get the settlement and to get back to work. So
Right. It's going to take a while. You're going to be here.
It's a slow grind in the legal process.
But hey, at least you can talk to the outside world. So there are worse prisons.
That's right. I could be in prison and I could have a cell phone shoved up my ass live on Clown House.
Yeah, but then you'd only have one.
It's true. I might not have enough burner phones to keep doing what I'm doing.
Well,
I'm already at 100 burner phones.
How many of them do you think, conservatively, you could fit up your asshole?
That's actually called keistering, and that is a...
Okay, how many of them do you believe you could keister in your parlance?
Probably none. They're so wide nowadays.
None. You don't think you could get one of them?
No.
So see, that's a market of phone that we need to create.
Yeah, a pencil stick smartphone. I agree.
Just like a phone designed for the anal cavity because of the modern era. I'm just saying it's an untapped market.
That's actually...
Quite literally.
Maybe that's what Mint Mobile is all about. Are you aware of Mint Mobile?
No, but I'm pretty sure it's like every other dime hobo phone store.
Well, before you report to prison, go to Mint Mobile and you'll see what it's like to get a perfectly sized ergonomic keystring cell phone.
Right. See, I knew they had it. And I knew you'd find it at the poor phone stores.
I think all this legal mischief I have found myself in, I think I'm just going to go to law school, take out a $200,000 student loan. And, that's the problem is, I'm already $300,000 in debt plus a $600,000 mortgage on a house. That puts me close to $1 million. Right. What's another $200,000 in debt? But is educational debt unforgivable, or is just banking debt forgivable?
Listen, I'll tell you, I knew going in that the prices for law school were ridiculously inflated, that they were absurd, and that I had to borrow for it to be a lawyer. But here was my consideration. A.
You knew that it was better to be on that side of the fence than on this side of the fence.
Yes. Mostly yes.
Good guess.
It was like this. I said A. Many people are signing up for law school, right? First of all, wisdom of the masses. If everybody is doing it, then it's probably okay. A. B. Here's the thing. If everybody's doing it, and we live in a democracy where there's representation, and everyone's doing it, so everyone's like 100 some odd thousand in debt or whatever, well, then it seems likely that they will vote themselves out of it, right? Like, they will forgive the debt or, like, deal with it or not care about it, because you can't just say that everyone owes you $1 million and everyone's going to take it seriously. So I said, whatever terms they're going to provide for these debts, it's going to be a cakewalk. It's not going to be anything anyone cares about. And so far, I've been correct on both counts. No one has ever really hounded me over my student loan debt, and a fair bit has been forgiven already by Biden. And my guess is they're going to forgive the rest of it when they get around to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that, and I've been banking on debt forgiveness since law school. I genuinely don't care about my student loan debt at all. It like doesn't follow me. Whatever. They actually just traded it to a different guy who keeps trying to send me emails.
So what you're saying is I should apply for student loans and apply to law school.
I'm saying that's a fair approach, except that you're already in debt. Like, you've already got people hounding you. I don't think they're going to, like, slow down because you're in law school. They're still going to harass you. I think that you need to make money. You're too old.
I agree.
If you can get yourself out of this and be, like, net positive in your bank account and earn the value of law school education, or let's say half of that value, then yeah, go to law school. Why not? Who cares?
But, you know, I would rather just sit here on Clown House all day and be in an uncollectible status.
Which is why I asked you how you make money, and you said you have tenants. So you're an idiot. Make more money.
I agree. What I mean,
Yeah.
the thing is, though, the original judgment.
You know of like 4 properties within a 2-block radius that you could immediately start owning and renting out?
Oh, it's that easy, huh?
Bullshit. You've got like 5 on your ass with 1,000 phones.
I'd like to see you start a property management business and tell me how it goes.
What's that noise? If I wanted to manage other people's property, I would have gotten into that.
He didn't say property management.
Listen, I'm not interested in managing property. I'm not interested in real estate. I'm not interested in money. I'm interested in disputes, and I love defending debt. But it's been a slow fucking day, so I've been yelling at you for a while.
Yeah.
So what's your profession if you're just in dispute? What's your profession?
He's a bankruptcy attorney.
Attorney, okay.
This is the best free pro bono advice I could have ever gotten, which is go get a fucking job. That is the ultimate end all. The thing is, I have a job, and if I go back to work, they're going to garnish my wages, and they may even try to terminate me because they said they're investigating a non-criminal investigation into my time and attendance, as if I wasn't there working all the time. Ha! So, anyways,
So what do you live off now, Joey? What do you
I'm a
live off?
veteran. I fought in the wars. I'm a highly decorated, Service Connect disabled veteran.
Which war? Iraq war?
2002 to 2006. I was so patriotic after 9/11. I signed a contract with the Army Department. I was an elite soldier, infantry, intelligence, and then I took out a VA loan, and now I'm getting sued. It's unbelievable. The way this country repays a veteran's service, patriotism. It's unbelievable.
Did you fight in Iraq?
Habibi, listen, I don't want to dox myself and open myself up to ICC proceedings like Netanyahu and Gayat and Mohammed bin Sayer, Mazari.
No, speak normally. I like you when you speak normally.
Habibi, when do you tell me about the penis and the Bible again? That's all I want to know, Sean. You fucking propagandist piece of shit. Go free the river. Go free the sea. Go free your people. But 60 hours a week is minimum amount of clown house you need to do. Sorry, Habibi. I'm trying to monetize you. I'm trying to make back the money, $300,000, here live on YouTube live stream. I'm hoping Google will pay my debts. Will you help me?
Talk normally.
Sean, you talk normally, Habibi. Help me pay my debts. I need you to say something controversial, but not so controversial that it gets my YouTube account clipped.
Well, if you go to Israel, then United States will send you money, right?
Oh,
To
that's cool.
support you.
No, that is called Aliyah. I will go live in a beautiful Hebrew educational school that'll pay me monthly set. Yeah, I'm excited. If I do Aliyah, can my creditors try to deduct my Israeli monthly stipend as I study in an Ulpan?
I'm pretty sure that your creditors would have trouble finding you in Israel.
Ooh, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to Ben Gurion this week and file for Aliyah.
See, Joy? See how beneficial I am to you?
I'm cashing out, baby. I'm moving to the promised land.
Honestly, it's not a terrible idea in your situation.
We found a way. Hashem is the way. Hashem Rebbeinu Shalom Adonai.
All those criminals, all those break the law, the safe haven for them is to go to Israel.
Are you telling me Israel was set up so I could get out of bankruptcy? Thank you, Hashem.
Guys, I want to be very, very clear. It is not, nor has it ever been, illegal to not pay your debts. Okay? What he did is not illegal, but it is bad. And he owes people money.
I've been naughty. I've been a naughty boy. I took a loan out in 2008. The house was, I spent $645,000. I put down $150,000 deposit. It went belly up in less than a year. It was with $300,000. The property taxes were $12,000 a year. I couldn't even afford it. It was totally underwater. So I walked away from the foreclosure lawsuit, and now they're coming back to get me. It's ridiculous.
You didn't do cost benefit analysis when you start all.
Sean, you don't do a cost benefits analysis at all. You're here right now talking to me.
Yeah, you guys don't even know who developed the concept of a cost benefit analysis.
Yeah, who developed the concept of a CBA?
At least I know how to apply it.
So what's your ratio then? What is your ratio?
No, he's right there, right? Meaning it's irrelevant whether you understand the origins of the thing. He implements it. His actual practice utilizes the technology that he's pointing out correctly. You don't use.
By talking about babies' penises in the Bible on a social audio chit-chat app meant for high school girls, talking about what dresses and shoes they're gonna wear? Sean, get a fucking life, Sean. Use this for free pro bono legal consulting like I do.
This is Genesis 17.
Oh, Sean, you're gonna piss me off. You're gonna piss me off.
17.
I'm putting you in timeout. I'm putting you. Listen. I'm putting you in timeout, Sean. Nathan, welcome.
Genesis 17, man.
Listen, I need all the free pro bono legal consulting I can get. So, Mixed, step number 1, go to McDonald's and apply for a job. Step number 2, notify the court of my new employer, aka McDonald's, so they can garnish my wages. But because the wages are so low, it won't meet the threshold of garnishment, and that will satisfy them, correct?
Something like that, yeah. Just keep making money.
Got it. But again, there's a threshold. If you don't earn above, $60,000 a year and you're a one-person household, they can't garnish above, they can't garnish anything over that amount. They can garnish up to 15%.
Yeah, but you're trying to artificially impoverish yourself as a means to avoid paying your debtors, whereas it would be far more productive for yourself, society, and your debtors if you got a job.
Then they could garnish me. Right. So garnishment based on capability.
And as they steal pennies from you, the state, your creditors, your landlord, make more.
Right. Don't stay underemployed.
Exactly. That's just like starvation to save money on food.
But what if I file Chapter 13 and I have a mediocre job?
Play games. You're just playing games. You can play whatever games you want for as long as you want, but in the end, you have to work and make money.
Really? You don't think I can retire at 42?
I think you could be a bum on the street if you want.
Why? Why would I be a bum? I'm a 100% Service Connect disabled veteran.
Okay, yeah. So hang out on friends' couches and camp out in the desert.
No, I can. Listen, you're a taxpayer. I can just go to
I'm telling you that you're hiding from your responsibilities and you have a bright future in front of you if you will commit to your debts.
You sound just like my father. It's unbelievable.
Well,
and my mother. And my mother. Well, I thank you for your free pro bono service. I've been looking for a free pro bono attorney to at least consult with me a little bit, but I like how Clubhouse, brings in a whole melange.
Listen, I'll still tell you, you'll be better off, if you talk to some attorney that's an expert, he'll tell you like exactly what the judge will want to see to be on your side and help you.
He hates my guts
Maybe
already.
he wants a job here. Maybe he wants to see that you're doing community service too for no particular reason.
Community service? This guy doesn't even want to talk to me. You think he gives a fuck?
If you want counsel for your court, identify the counselors from that court.
Right. I agree. Because that's what I did the first time is I was writing down the names of the lawyers representing other people in their hearings.
Right. That's fine.
Yeah.
You can even walk up to them in the room if they don't look busy. They might be
But
bored.
I didn't know I was signing up for like a lifetime subscription plan. And that's the only thing that kind of irks me is that like this never actually goes away until it's fully repaid. And the amount they're asking is twice the amount of the original judgment. So I don't understand how that's even fair that I can't even get an itemization of why they say it's twice as much as the original court settlement. It's insane. They're forcing me into liquidation and they want my property and whatever equity they can get because there's a lien on the building. And because
you're a deadbeat and you're not paying your debts.
Exactly.
You're forgetting that part.
Exactly. But, is it really fair that they can revive and repetition a debt from 10 years ago when there's no statute of limitations on debt? I mean, it's insane. It's perpetual debt. This isn't student loans. This is a bad mortgage from 20 years ago that they revived because there's a 27-year, statute of limitations on collecting debt in Illinois. So.
Well, that sounds like an excellent argument that you should bring into consultation with an attorney for the court.
Well, I guess you're right, but the thing is, then I just keep paying them. It just never ends. I mean, I got to go back to work to even get the money to pay the lawyer to go to the court to present my arguments. So what you're telling me is get a job. McZed had a client he had to consult with. Welcome back to the show, Sean, you anti-Semitic, Jew-hating piece of shit.
Joey, don't waste your time. Go to Israel, take Palestinian house, and
I do like shawarma. I'm a big fan of Palestinian food. Maybe I can culturally appropriate their food and open up a Palestinian restaurant as well.
Yeah, and you can eat falafel and hummus and everything. You don't have to pay rent. You don't have to do anything. And lots of things you can get it for free there.
Well, Vincent said put everything you own in a trust and file. I don't think that's how it works, Vincent. I don't think I can just, create some document and say, hey, everybody, my house is in a trust now. You can't take it. I don't think it works that way, Vincent.
The first thing is that they have no rights. They can do nothing to you.
Sean, do you want to be my lawyer? I feel like you'd be a better lawyer than McZed for my particular situation. What do you think I should do, Sean? Just go to Israel, file for Aliyah, and just say fuck it? Get a job at some Arab bakery and just start making fucking kanafa all day long? I think that's a great idea.
But if they take you to the military service and send you to Gaza or south of Lebanon, you can get killed.
It's true. They probably can't get my wages from the IDF.
But if they send you to Gaza, those Hamas people point at your head.
I'm sorry I have to do this to you, but some lawyer in Chicago is suing me into bankruptcy.
They always say get the Jewish lawyer. Jewish lawyers know how to break the law. Why don't you get the Jewish lawyer?
It's a good point. I probably should find one. But the thing is, I just don't understand. I mean, I understand that a lawyer is going to try to negotiate some type of amicable settlement on my behalf. But, the truth is, I would rather start the negotiations when I have nothing left. So that's the problem is McZed is in that mindset where it's like, just give it up now. It'll be better for you in the long run. That is the advice of a lawyer who's interested in taking your money. You see, most normal people don't like to just give their money away and say, yeah, go ahead, take it. You can spend it better than me because it makes you happier than me. You see, You see the conflict of interest there in taking an advice of a lawyer who wants your money? Sometimes you got to be your own advocate. And I'm just trying to be my own advocate. Like you, Sean. From the river to the sea, my bank account will be free.
I wouldn't listen to Megzet. He told you to go waste your life working in McDonald's. I wouldn't take his advice. That's stupid.
Oh, of course, but he doesn't care. Most people don't care. They just say, go get a job. And it's like, oh, okay, maybe I can go work at a steel mill throwing out garbage, 40 hours a week in a toxic environment. That'd be a great career opportunity. Can't wait to get that job.
I will live off food stamps and not waste my time in McDonald's.
Yeah, well, food stamps are only $170 a month. I don't know how people can live off of a $200 credit card for, free groceries. It's just not enough to survive on. Maybe I could shine shoes for a living. I've always liked shining shoes. I don't think you need a license. I don't think you got to go to college. And, maybe it's better than being a barber, cutting hair.
I recommend it. I recommend shiny shoes, actually. Where are you?
I like shining shoes. There's not enough good shoe shiners out there.
Where's your location?
I'm in Chicago. There's a lot of buildings downtown that have shoe shine boxes that are unmanned posts. You just go down there and you start your business.
You know what? I'm telling you, man. I've got myself a little business. I don't know if you've done your own little business, but it's the best thing. Do it. Don't even fucking think about it. You go there, you talk to people. You probably make more money there than you do working inside the building. There are dudes making way more than $100,000 a year shining shoes in New York. I'm not even kidding. I'm not kidding you.
It would be so funny to like just get a backpack full of shoe shine supplies, go downtown, and just start offering shoe shines to all the lawyers that are suing me.
No, you go there. Okay, here's the thing. You don't need to report whatever money you make. You can report whatever you want. You get your own supplies, and it's fucking cold in the wintertime, so you might want to do it inside. But you talk to the guys, and you get leads all the time, and you make friends with these guys. They come back every 2 weeks. You have the same loyal clientele. It's good.
Do you ask them to remove the shoes, or do you just shine the shoes with the shoes on the foot?
Hey, I think you do it with the shoes on the foot, but it's an artisan thing, man.
I'm really
thing.
good.
Like if you, yeah.
I was in the army. I can spit shine and buff a shoe so I could see my pretty face in less than 5 minutes. Boom, you're in and out.
Good public relation. If you see a Jew, tell him you are the chosen. If you see like an Arab, say from the river to this Palestine will be free, and they will all come to you.
Yeah, even if they got gym shoes on, they're gonna want me to shine their gym shoes.
That's it. You make them feel special, and fucking, it's a public service, I mean, yeah, you can make a lot of money doing that, man. Look it up. Look on YouTube. Look at the millionaire shoe shiner in New York. Black dude, fucking friendliest guy. He's just saying hi to everyone. He's like, "Excuse me, sir. I do recommend your shoes to be shined." He's got his like rhymes. Man.
Yeah, shine a shoe a day and keep Palestine at bay. That's for my Jewish customers. For my Palestinian customers, I say from the river to the sea, your shoe is gonna be free.
There you go. That's it.
I got it.
You get both sides.
Yeah. I shine the Palestinian shoes with my left hand. I shine the Jew shoe with my right hand. And together in the middle is where $1 and a shekel meet. And I'll pay back these lawyers feet by feet. Okay, it looks like I'm the only mod left. So I'm going to change the title. And I'm gonna provide you with a powerful hypnosis. We're gonna call it all communication is hypnosis. I know this is what you've been waiting for. We're also going to change the link title, or the pinned link, to loveartjoy.com, because this isn't just a social media chit chat app. This is my attempt to create a business in conjunction with the Small Business Administration. I took out a $250,000 loan so I could work here on Clown House and hopefully make it into a business. But some people are thinking I should just go into the shoe shine business as opposed to being in digital communications. It's a very, very challenging industry. Please click the...
Are you a Jew? Are you a Jew?
No. I'm not Jewish. My mother is gorgeous. So click the...
You cannot make Aliyah, right?
No, my father is Jewish.
So you still can't, right? You still cannot make Aliyah, right?
No, I think I can. My father and my grandparents are all Jewish. My uncles, my aunts, my cousins, they're all Jewish. Maybe. We'll find out. And maybe I got to get a lawyer when I get to Israel so they can say, you can let this patrilineal Jew in, he's a good one. Maybe that's how it goes. I'm not so sure yet, but we're going to find out.
I know Jewish people are very connected in the U.S. and they help each other. Why don't they help you?
Because I'm in debt. I owe them money.